Hello everyone, and welcome to another stream from your friendly neighborhood streamer Yentra. And today we are going to spend some time with I. It's kind of the baby brother to the 600 and of course the 890. And it's a pretty versatile little ship. You see I've got it parked out here. We are on Magda, and we're going to do a box mission. I've already picked up a mission here for us to kind of put this thing through its paces. I've taken one of these Red Wind delivery pilot missions. These are the more risky ones, so we have to go pick up 3 packages, and got that mission all squared away, so we're going to kind of take a peek at the ship here from the outside. It's very windy, so I might give us a break on the audio for that. But the 400i is what I would say the design is a little bit of a love-hate that people tend to have with it. And I think they mostly complain about 2 things with the design of this ship. The first would be the front portion. And then, of course, the top portion, very up at the top of the ship. We'll get a better look at this when we get it into space. But that seems to be, the complaint is that it's sort of just plopped on there. It doesn't feel like it belongs there. I will say, design. We've talked about design in games, and we've talked about design as a topic. And I've got a little bit of experience as a designer. Back in another lifetime, I was a graphic designer, and I used to run an organization for designers. So know a little thing, a thing or two about design. And I would say there's, sort of 2 main ways to look at design. One is if something is well designed, or if it is objectively well designed. And, we are entitled to our own opinions. We may not appreciate the aesthetic of something. And don't worry, I'm going to go through all the ship and kind of give you a little bit of a tour here, but we do have a mission going. So I don't want to miss out on any of that. But essentially design can be, you may not appreciate the aesthetic of this ship. You may say that it's not, it's not a well-designed ship. And to me, when somebody says it's not a well-designed ship, what they really probably mean is, I don't like the design. If you're a professional designer, you would know how to categorize your opinion and say, it is a well-designed ship. However, it is not, to my taste, to my liking. I don't like clean white layout design. I don't like the layout of the ship because I would have preferred X, Y, or Z. But with the first category, is it a well-designed ship? That is very, very much less subjective. So, is it a well-designed ship? I think it is. I think that is more apparent. And I'm going to take this thing out into space. Like I said, I want to get this kind of where we can take a good look at the outside. And then as we're using this ship, I'll kind of point out some of the features of it. And you can kind of look at it for yourself. So, we're all entitled to our opinions, of course. And I don't mean to remove your voice in what you think is a good design and what is a bad design. Of course, you can definitely have your opinion about what you like and don't like. And, You don't need to defend that opinion any more than just, hey, I just don't like it. I mean, that's all that is required to say, you know, objectively, I don't really like it. But what we, you know, what I want to be careful about is, and what I really wish would get just, you know, kind of a better understanding from everybody is, you know, your opinion, just like anything else, you know, kind of has to be backed up by some form of information. You know, you can't just say, I hate chocolate. I mean, you can. You absolutely can. But what you need to do, if you want to look at that from, you know, if you're a professional food taster, you need to explain why it is you don't like something in a way that is constructive and informative. It doesn't look like I can jump right to where the package is, which is just a little weird, don't you think? Having a little trouble getting my quantum drive to respect that. So we're going to just try to... Let's just jump to Hurston, and then we'll go from there. And it doesn't look like I can do that either. Interesting. It'd be really sad if we're already at a 30K, wouldn't it? Let's just try this manually. I'm just going to jump to Hurston if I can. Actually, I'll just jump to anywhere. There we go. That's good. So, you know, when you look at the ship and you're like, hey, I don't really care for it, because I don't like the, you know, ugly gooseneck that sticks out here on this ship. And as I said, you'll see. Let me just get. There's definitely something kind of wonky here. But as you look at the top of the ship, that we didn't get a good look at that while it was on the pad. Some people feel it just kind of got slapped on there. It doesn't really look like it belongs. I can see that, but I disagree. And if that's not your style, I get it. And certainly that front is what in the design industry would be called opinionated, meaning it's not standard. It has a look to it that is asking you to make a decision about it, because that's not something we typically see, you know. But the ones that we have seen, the context in which we've seen this, you know, spaceships and the language of a spaceship, we haven't seen a fin like that. Maybe in a yacht. You know, maybe I think that's where it gets its inspiration, is like the front fin that you might see in a yacht. But you don't typically see that in a spaceship. So it is an opinionated. Okay, good. We're going to be able to go to this Tompkins and pick up some packages. Now, I have never done this particular mission. So I kind of came prepared. And we'll just give it a go. I've never done this particular mission. This is a 45K mission. And I think there's going to be some bad guys here, so there's a good chance I'm going to die. I didn't prepare for that. for the death portion of today's stream. But we'll see what we get, you know. The other 45K missions involve going to a bunker and basically popping in there and grabbing 3 packages. This might be similar. Try to kind of get my bearings here. This is a great ship. Speaking a little bit about it and my history with it, I've used to use this ship as kind of my daily driver. It kind of fits in the larger of the smaller category of ships. You really do get a sense here with the front of this ship that that extension of the front of the ship really does make the ship feel a little bit larger while you're in the cockpit than it actually is. It kind of reminds me actually of the 890. You've got all of this ship ahead of you, and you're used to that only being a characteristic of, say, the larger ships, where you're, kind of more frontward, but there's still quite a bit of ship in front of you because there might be a cargo bay or whatever, other things that ship may have. And so this kind of gives you a sense that like you are in a really big ship, and you're actually not. It's just a long ship. It feels long. So you got to be careful of that front end when you're flying. Just be a little extra cautious. And since I don't know really what I'm getting into, I'm going to assume this is going to be an unfriendly bunker that we're approaching. But I just don't know. So I'm going to get my landing gear down, get my shields powered up. And let's just go ahead and approach here very carefully. And if we start getting attacked, we'll just kind of head on out away. In fact, I might just kind of count on that. Kind of approach this here a little bit more cautiously than I have, because I just don't know what I'm getting myself into. This may just be just like all the other ones. Oh, looks like it is a mining station too, right? So it's, oh no, it isn't a mining station. I'm sorry. I think we're going to be kind of good back here. Let's just take a look and see where we are. Yeah, I think we're in a good situation to just kind of park down over here. Get myself leveled off. This is a little bit of a... it's been some time since I've flown this ship before, but it is a very forgiving ship, I think. We're not going to land on those plants, but we can land over here. Oh, looks like we're really kind of in there's a couple of columns over there. There's a lot of, I don't think I've ever been here now that I'm kind of coming in for a landing. I don't recognize. I've seen this before in other people's videos, but I myself have never been here. Pretty good landing. Pretty happy with that. And we're going to obviously go into a bunker here. So before we do that, no, actually that's quite fine. We're good there. Let's take a look at the ship here just a little bit more from the exterior. We didn't really cover really any of the details. It does have two turrets. These are unmanned turrets on the aft of the ship. The upper and lower turrets are controlled by the pilot or the co-pilot. It has a couple of also some guns. I don't believe it has any missiles or missile rack. If it does, weaponry I'm not going to try to even pretend that I know anything about because I do not use. But it does looks like it has some missiles there, 16, so probably 3 sets of 4 or maybe a couple of 4 racks of missiles. I don't really know. So I'm stumbling as I'm trying to tell you that I don't know anything about the weaponry of this ship, and I apologize, but you know what? That's just not who I am. I've said before, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I just am. We've got a couple of minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and give you the interior tour of the ship. As you can see, you have 3 pilot's chairs, the main pilot and the 2 co-pilot chairs that flank the pilot's chair. Unlike the 600 and the 890, there's nothing obstructing you here. There's not a column that you have to kind of walk around. And in fact, it has one of the more inviting, I would say, approaches to a pilot's chair of just about any ship. You walk straight in, it's there waiting for you to sit down, and it's super easy to access that ship to that chair to sit down. Well, look at the exterior here too, or the landscape of where we just landed, which is another way of pointing out how great the view is in this ship. It is like in all Origin ships, it just has a tremendous field of view. And of course, when you're in the pilot's seat, you really get I'm kind of simulating that now. You really get a great, 180 view plus. It extends beyond your field of view quite a bit. Not so much up and down on this one. The up and down is a little obstructed, but just barely. But look at this. We're not even out of the bridge, and we can really get a good view of the landscape of the ship that we're in, or where we landed and everything. So it does a great job of giving. It's very forgiving in that front. There are 2 levels to the ship, you may have noticed, and to my left is the elevator. This goes from level 1 to level 2. It does not go outside of the ship or above the ship to the ship exterior in any way. It is a pretty fast elevator, and if you're inclined to not use the elevator, there's a ladder which is just located right here. So in case the ship loses power or anything like that, you can just still hang a left, and you can, of course, just take this ladder up and down. Immediately over here, this is the bathroom, I believe. Let me just double check that. It is the single bathroom. It's kind of a full-on shower bathroom with sink and a mirror. And there's a couple of things here that do open. Like there's the toilet when you're in toilet mode. And this, of course, is just I believe, like a little trash can or something. Sure, I guess that's kind of what this reminds me of, like a plane. If you take an airplane, this seems like a airplane toilet. This is a bit of a confusion for me, because this clearly, it even looks wet. This looks like a shower that I'm in, and that there's a big, huge shower head. And then this, of course, seems like storage, and there's a little rack there for storage, which doesn't work. But I'm imagining that's where you can change your clothes and your privacy, because this is a shared bathroom with all the other crew. Sink and a smart mirror there that is so smart it cuts you out and you don't get seen. There's the elevator that we just were talking about. There's front of the ship. We're kind of now going to head back to the back of the ship, and there are 2 living quarters. The captain's living quarters, he or she has a workstation here with a bed. There's actually some storage that I believe really works. Let's check that out. It just opens and closes. I thought that worked, and I may just be doing something wrong. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it, but there's the bed for the captain. There's a workstation for the captain. There's also a closet here for the captain as well, for some storage of armor or outfits or whatever. Directly across the hall is really the crew. The 2 remaining crew members they share a room. They also have some storage drawers here as well. I really thought those extended all the way, and maybe maybe that has changed But they kind of get a view here. I don't think there's anything behind that panel. But here's, they each get kind of like a little window. So they're not completely, in the dark. They get to see as well. And the only other feature is, of course, these storage containers here for them. So they can each get their own storage for the same reason the captain has storage, or just armor or clothing, what have you. Now we're moving to the back of the ship, further to the back, and this is kind of the food prep kitchen area with an eating area. That's kind of the first half of this. And you can see it's really well designed. The marble inlay. It has a nice sink. There are some lighting effects here I'm going to show you. It even has like a little wine cellar here, or wine cooler. And I'll show you there are some interactive lighting. It changes and it's easier to do in the dark, but you can see I've kind of turned off the lights. I've turned them on. I thought there was like an accent color. Yeah, that's sort of off. Oh yeah, there's also kind of a, so this is kind of an on-off, I guess. These buttons need some UI friendliness. They're not consistent across ships very often, and these icons don't really mean anything to me at all. I thought there was a way to turn on kind of like a low power mode, but I seem to spend a lot of time trying to, figure things out while we're on stream. We've got other things to do. So back here is kind of like your, I would say kind of your planning, mission planning location, where you can see a star map, and you'd be standing around this hologram and discussing a potential mission and exploration. That's the purpose of this ship, by the way. It is an explorer, like a lot of the Origin ships. So a little small standing station for that. That's pretty cool. And there's the very back of the ship. You can see the back turret. The unmanned turret is back there. That's the top one. And that's really the top floor. Really nice accents here. Hardwood floors, kind of showing you the difference in, kind of the functionality. It's really a great way to divide the space, change of flooring. And of course, this is the elevator. Watch how quickly this thing goes. And we're down. This is the lower level. And there, immediately in this room, there are two server rooms, and these are air climate controlled. And you can see the temperature just drop when I pop in here. Watch. It doesn't look like it did actually drop. But this is an area where you can see the components. I was going to close the door and see here. I'm not going to open all the components, but this is where the coolers are. And so your engineering, sort of the purpose of this room would be engineering. And then it's mirrored over here with the same, not the same type of components, but you can see there's shield generators in there. They're all clearly labeled, but that's what these are. And you can see that it's almost like we're seeing, like we're stepping into like a refrigerator of some sorts. If you kind of lost your orientation, we're now heading to the back. We're kind of in the midsection of the ship, and now we're heading into the back, and this is where the cargo area is. And you can see I've got a mule loaded up in here just fine. It fits quite nicely. And there's some additional components here. There's a couple of escape pods for the crew. They got to kind of run all the way down here to get out, which isn't ideal. But you could also use these. I would imagine these could be lockers as well, potentially, but they just look like escape pods to me. They don't look like EVA lockers or anything like that. In fact, I kind of know that they're not, because in the front of the ship we'll see some more an example of an EVA locker that's actually there. So now we're back in the midsection. We're going to head to the front of the ship. And this is kind of an interesting room. This is the stairway that will extract down, deploy down to the ground, and it'll sort of head to the front of the ship. That's what I'm told. That is a gravity generator. You see those in the Origin ships, and I think the Constellation has one as well. But so that is something that would be a target if you wanted to eliminate the gravity of the ship, generated gravity. This is the portal. There's only one, and it's on the left side of the ship, or the port side. So that will be for docking, and you can jump out of that safely. And then here's the storage closets that I was talking about. Again, these would probably be for your outfits, your EVA suit. I thought this thing I really did think that they opened up, but it doesn't look like they do. Sometimes these things work in one patch and not in the other, and so, maybe I'm remembering this wrong, but I really remember these things lighting up and me being able to at least open them up. But you can see like a weapons rack here. Again, that doesn't seem to be working at all, but yeah, so you'd have your EVA and your extra weapons here that you could load onto and offload. Now I'm going to open this up just so you can see it. See the stairs deploy, and they come out the front of the ship. I really do like this panel that exposes the steps, because you're not waiting for the stairs to completely deploy or to be retracted. You can basically jump in here, and as soon as you get here and close the door, that panel prevents anyone from following you up the stairs, even though the stairs haven't fully deployed. I'm going to go ahead and close this. So we do have a mission to do, so I figure we will try to do that while we're playing around with this ship. And again, I didn't point this out, but this is where the ladder comes down from the top floor. So sometimes that elevator is a little bugged, and sometimes it won't even animate because it is so quick. So this cargo bay that we're going to deploy, you can deploy right here from the stem. And it's pretty roomy in here. I mean, I think they did a very good job with this particular cargo bay. I think the 600i was sort of like a replication of this, but just bigger. And where these struts kind of make sense in the 400i, because you're really not going to get anything much bigger than, the mule, as you can see, is pretty much the tallest thing you can get in here. You can get a cyclone in here. You cannot, I believe, get a rover in here. I don't think a rover will fit under the ship, and it definitely won't fit as far as I'm aware. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. I think I've fit tested that, and it didn't work. So it has, kind of a nice ramp that goes down, but we'll take it down, and we'll kind of head down with this, with the bay, and look at the outside here, and you kind of see how loading the mule is a bit of a challenge. Most of the ships or the vehicles that you're going to load into the bay, you're going to approach it from the front of the ship. There's a little ramp here to go up into the cargo bay lift. But you're going to go from the front, not the back, because of this guy. This is going to get in the way as you approach. In fact, the mule will not fit underneath this. And I had to kind of, with the mule, you can really, it's very agile and has a 360-degree turn, so you're able to kind of come in at an angle, turn, and then right it. But other vehicles that need or have a less aggressive turning radius, you're going to have to approach it from the front. And that's just the way it's kind of designed. A little bit limiting for kind of a silly reason, but I think that's the same thing with the freelancers. They they've got that turret that's kind of just in the way, and you just have to kind of deal with it. So just, as you're trying to load or unload a vehicle, if you're in a hurry, you might want to, kind of know ahead of time how you might need to load this. I will say one other thing. There has been some variance to the landing gear of this ship. At one point, and I believe I found this out from a subliminal video, and he's the one who pointed out. I've never seen anyone else ever talk about it. So if you are looking for like what fits in this ship, you should know that the landing gear height has changed. At one point it was tall, and then it brought the ship down more in another version, and now I believe it's kind of tall again. I don't have any context because I didn't actually own this ship when they've made the changes back and forth. So I don't know if this is like the middle ground for the height. And the height really impacts what you can load in here. You saw the mule kind of make, just kind of make it just barely from a height perspective. So you probably really would want to know what's happening, and what you can load. And the Cyclones, of course, are not as tall as the mule. So that's a pretty tall ground vehicle. So the Rock will fit in here. I don't know about the Rock DS. I just got one. Maybe I'll try to see if that will fit in here. I think that might be a little too wide to actually fit in here. But one of the things I really like about this ship is I do like where the access buttons are. I know that's crazy. This is a crazy thing to say, but those stairs that I deployed are right here. And I like the fact that I have a very, I'm almost always walking to the front of the ship when or approaching the ship from the front. Not always, but you're kind of used to going to the front of the ship to open up things, the cockpit to get in. And so I really like that location of those particular buttons. Now this other one is this thing we haven't talked about, but up on the first level, when we were looking at that gravity generator, that big ball, spinning ball, there's actually a bay in here that is specifically designed. It's kind of like a nice little unique feature, a feature unique to this particular ship. It's just a little pad. It is designed for an Origin bike. That look at that. I like the location of the buttons, but this is not a feature. This is a bug. They don't float out in the middle of space. But as I was saying, this pad is designed to hold a bike, and you can just plop the bike on here. Now the Nox does fit on this pad, but it is a bit of a go. You're not going to be rushing to really get this thing on the pad if you're being chased by some baddies. So just be aware that it takes a little time, and you got to jump off the Nox, and of course it doesn't land very well. And then you got to kind of come in here, close this up. It's going to bounce around, and sometimes it bounces around so much that it falls through the floor, and you have to try again. I have had this you're trying to load the Nox cause the ship to explode. The entire 400i exploded. That only happened to me once, and it was a couple of patches ago. So I, just kind of put that out there that, if you decide to use this to haul the Nox, just get used to it and see where you are in your comfort level for getting it to fit. Because it is a bit of a challenge, and take your time the first time before you try to do that in real world conditions. So we're trying to do a mission here. So I am going to take the mule now, and this is kind of a good little test for the 400i. I think it just so far so good. This used to be my daily driver. I love, having it's just big enough to carry a bunch of things. Kind of fits in that constellation size category. But of course, it doesn't have a snub fighter. So we know this is kind of where we're going to go. And again, another thing nice about that ship is just, you may not like that front. I really do. Kind of pop back here while I'm talking about it. I really do like that front. It means that when this ship comes in to land, by the way, that landing gear, it's right to the frontmost part of the ship. So it really does land very well. Like the Constellation, you got to make sure your nose is up. It's a bit of a chore. Certainly the Hercules, those things have no front landing gear, for the ramp access, of course. I went to the back. No, I didn't. Okay, good. As I said, I've never been here. I've never done this mission. So this is just brand new. We don't know if we're going to see a lot of activity down there, or maybe I waited too long. We're going to find out. I did bring a gun, some ammo, and a backpack. So if this is like the other 45K mission, we'll find out. I just don't know. I don't hear any gunshots at all. Ooh, yeah, hang on. There we go. So we can be cautious. Now, those are all security guards. So are they going to be after me? I don't know, because this might be one of those... Let's just see. I mean, if I die right away because they shoot me... I don't think we're ever supposed to fight those things, right? Those guys? Okay. I think we're just going to run through here and... different layout than I'm used to, so bear with me. I'll try not to get lost. We're just looking for some boxes. So we're here. We'll just start doing what we do. There's two right there. That's a dud. I do like seeing the security. We don't see the bad guys too often. In any of these missions, I haven't seen the bad guys in a long time for a couple of patches. And that does take away some of the excitement. Now, a lot of people would just kind of wait and let the security guards kill the bad guys. That's fine. But at least you had a choice, right? You could say, I want to get into a fight. So I'm just going to be on the lookout. Okay, so we're going to run that one back. And I have the same strategy here, so I don't get lost, I don't think. Okay, so that's where we came. Oh, okay, there we are, right there. Again, I haven't been in this particular layout of the bunker, but it's just the entrance that is really essentially different. This entrance is not, typically here on the bunkers I'm used to running. It's on a different level. But yeah, my strategy here with box missions is I take the duds and I leave them just drop them right away. That way I know I've already kind of checked that stack. And these stacks are all the same. So there's really nothing different there. If it's covered with a strap, you don't even need to check it. They're all the same type of box. And yeah, you just kind of check around. I'm looking for loot boxes as well. Again, not hearing anything, but since this is a new type of mission for me... Okay, so that's a dud. I'm expecting to see a little notification to deliver the box. Let's just take a look at some loot here. Oh, you know, I am short of these, but I'm not going to get them. I'm not going to waste space for something I can get at any mining station. There's another box, I can tell. Really? Another? Oh, okay, I was going to say, that's another dud. Now, have I come around enough to make it worth going this way? No, I'm going to go back. I always go back, even if it's a long way. And that's just habit. And the reason for that is, oh, look at that guy's armor. I like to... And that's a security guide? Really? I mean, he has a... Okay, that's interesting. I like to go back, even if it's a long way, because I like to take a second pass at loot potential. Loot boxes that I may have missed. And so that way, I'm really kind of going back, and then I'm looking at it from a different angle. Now, of course, I also didn't want to pick up that box, but I'm going to pick it up because I was within a mile of the other box. So I don't put those on the elevator. That's the other thing I've mentioned many times in my box mission videos. Just do not put those on the elevator. Leave them. If something were to happen to you, you can come back and those will be there. But if you put them on the elevator, because the elevator will respawn, your boxes will fall and they'll go down to a place where you can't retrieve them. So that's the safest place to leave them until you're ready to move them for the final time. And again, we were checking this one. This is where I decided to not get the multi-tool. Kind of coming around. I'm getting close to being full circle here. That was the one we also checked, but it didn't have anything. This never has anything. It's fully strapped down. You can see all the boxes are fully strapped down. So it's just used for cover in the event of a gunfight that doesn't seem to ever happen. Those two spots are spawn points, and there's two over here, which I know don't have anything, but I'm going to check anyway. And they don't. So we're going to head back here. There's a couple of spots to check. There's one right there. And that's another spot. And this is it. Now, I normally, you know, if that wasn't the box, here's the other place that people forget. It's back here on the left. And I'm going to walk back here because sometimes there's also, this is a spawn point right here for a loot box. Doesn't look like we have any loot boxes. A little unfortunate. But I'm kind of just excited to be doing a box mission anywhere other than... Oh, now there is a loot box. So let's just, while we're here, see what that has. Yeah, I think I'll take a sniper rifle. Actually, you know what? Actually, I want that one too. And I'll just grab all of the ammo and a med gun just in case. Yeah, I'm going to keep that. Now, I don't think I can fit these. No, I can't. But what I might do is just take these. Oh, the area is too cluttered. Okay. Well, we're going to finish our box mission first, because that's first and foremost the thing you need to do. Don't get distracted with looting, because that is a great way to run into some issues. I'm going to head all the way down here and see no one's panicking either, so that's a pretty clear sign that we're not going to run into any bad guys. Which, like I said, is a little unfortunate because there was a clear workaround for it, which is just wait. You know, just wait. If you don't want to fight, just sit outside, and as long as the security guards are there, they will eventually kill all of the bad guys. But if you're, yeah, like I said before, if you're really, kind of excited about doing kind of a mini bunker mission. You could do a box mission, and the AI they were pretty forgiving, and it's good practice for people like me who don't do a lot of FPS. It kind of made this a lot more exciting. Oh, now I hear some gunshots. Oh, so maybe they did spawn. Or there could be somebody upstairs. Or maybe I misheard. I thought I heard a couple of shots. The mule is still there. And so now I'm at risk right now. I'm always aware of that because I have 2 boxes on the elevator and I have to get to them before a crash or something like that happens. Okay. There was one loot box down there. Honestly, I don't know if it's worth me going back down. Yeah, definitely hear some gunshots. Definitely heard some downstairs. So that might be worth going down and checking out. Now, I'm not the best, but I think I know enough to not get myself killed. Okay, so I'm going to just check to see what I have. Like, I don't need that sniper rifle. Oh, the mule is doing a ditty here. Bouncing its knee to a tune that only it hears. Yes, I'm just going to toss this sniper rifle in here. And I'll arm myself with that since we're going into hostile territory. I just want to go check it out. I'm curious. I mean, honestly, if they spawn in this mission and not the Arc Corp mission, I would start coming here more, just for the to mix it up. Box missions are fun, but I'm not really doing them for the money. Mainly doing them just as an activity. Definitely hear some gunshots. Let's check it out. Now, I've never done a bunker mission, where we have the markers. And I have to say that is a big thing for me. There is definitely some gunshots, but I don't see anyone running around. Okay, that guy is. Let's just see what he sees. Now, what was that? It sounded almost like the mule. Okay, I'm not seeing any activity. I'm kind of exposed here. Should be doing it the proper way. I mean, that guy's definitely... Yeah, there's... Of course, you can't really trust them, the AI. We can run in. Let's run in a little bit. I mean, we can push forward. Let's check some things out here. Yep, there's definitely some more. There's a good safe spot over here. I wouldn't mind picking up some loot. That's why I'm kind of being a little greedy here. But, I'm just so not good at this. Oh, that's a kind of probably a spawn point, isn't it? I'm just so not good at this that it makes me a little unsure. Now there's a security guy. I'm not seeing anything or anyone. Let's run up here. Yeah. Okay, well there's definitely some firing, but that's coming from the security guy. What is he firing at? He's just firing over there. Is there any return fire coming? He's running. Let's go take his spot. Oh, yeah, there's definitely some people here that got killed. Yeah, I wish I could grab that helmet. Oh, I can. Awesome. Not really interested in anything else other than the helmet. Okay. Well, given the fact that I kind of checked it out and there definitely was a bad guy, that's awesome. So that's good. I don't want to spend too much time. And there really wasn't a lot of loot down here, but that's the nice thing about the spawning of the enemies too, is that security will take care of them for you. And then if you want, and then you can come loot the bodies. And they usually have some cool things. Well, cool. I'm glad this mission actually has, you know, something. A little bit more interesting than just picking up boxes, but that's not really what we're here for. We're here to talk about the 600, the 400i. Just putting it kind of through its paces. And honestly, it is it's great for this. It's great for box missions. That little front cargo area that I showed you, if you don't bring a mule, you know, I usually bring a ground vehicle, a mule or something, because it is a great way to loot. It's a portable loot box, you know, that you constantly have. But if you don't bring a mule, you can, you know, that's a small enough ship that you can actually make it land pretty closely. As I did land pretty closely here. But you can land even closer. It's going to land, you know, it's not a small ship, so it's not going to fit anywhere. But what's nice about it when you do, if you do land close to the bunker, you have that front cargo area will hold 3 boxes or more. So you could put all your loot in the front cargo area. There's really no, you know, tremendous advantage to doing that, other than it's just kind of, I think it's, you know, it's easier to get the cargo in and out of the ship. So if we had those 3 boxes, we could load them up right here. I'm not going to do that because I'm in a mule, and the best way to do that would be to just put it in the bay and drive it in, and then drive it out when we do our deliveries. So this is the Redwin box mission. And you can get these missions in the Hurston system. So anywhere... Love it when my characters is like, oh, let's look at the ceiling. So these all come from Hurston. And like I said, it's a Redwin delivery, and they do the... You do have to build up to get the rep, but then after you do, you'll get this 45k one. So these all get delivered to Ida, or Ida. And so we're going to head there as soon as we load up the mule. And you'll see this is a good example. So I'm kind of going from the front here. And you do want to get your camera low because you'll start clipping into the ship pretty quickly. And there's not a lot of clearance here, but you know, you'll get used to it. And what I find to be really handy is once I get that lined up, kind of go from the side and stay low. You can see it's kind of clipping into the ship there, but not enough for it to be an inconvenience. And of course, with the mule, you have plenty of room to get out. And there's plenty of room on here for us. Okay, we are going to do a delivery. And I'm going to... Oops. Because I can't walk around the side there. And the controls are up here on towards the front side of the bay. You can ride up with it if you want. It's safe. I've never had issue. Okay, let's go to Ida, and I'm gonna also try to pick up some food and drink because I'm getting dehydrated here, and I didn't have anything. I don't think I have anything in my vehicle. Let me just check in the ship. Oh, geez. Didn't realize I had all of this stuff in here. But no sustenance, right? Right? No. Okay. So again, this is just a great access to the pilot seat. I know it's kind of like those little things that I'm pointing out because those are sort of the daily annoyances that you have in some ships. I know a lot of people complain about the number of doors at the MSR, for example. And if people don't point those things out, you may get the ship and then kind of run into an issue where you're like annoyed, and it prevents you from really, flying the ship or not enjoying the ship as well as you might enjoy it otherwise. But I do enjoy this ship. It is a multi-purpose ship for sure, and you can use it. You could use it for mining, rock mining. You could use it for box delivery missions like I am. You could use it to go to bunkers, do the bunkers. You can... I don't know if I'd use it for bounties. I'm not the person to ask about that, but from what I understand, it's not maybe the best. Pretty fast ship as well. The sort of the defaults. Oh, really? Is that gonna... Oh, that's collect. Okay, sorry. Don't spend a lot of time at Ida. Pretty sure that's... I know people say Ida, Ida. This depends on how you want to pronounce it, of course, but Ida, as I will call it. I don't spend a lot of time here. Wonder if it's a good place to do any kind of rock mining or anything. Yeah, so this is going to be a mining station. So interesting. So it's very similar, I guess, just like the other mining box missions that you see at Arc Corp. And Microtech, I'm going to actually build up my rep there too. Because I would like to see the difference between these end level mission types. Like in this one, it looks like security and bad guys spawn. At Arc Corp, they never spawn. I've never seen them there. And so you just don't know if is that a bug or is that supposed to be that way. So when we wrap up this box mission, we'll be at a mining station, and maybe I'll take out a couple land vehicles, ground vehicles, and kind of show you, what you're in for. And I can think of a couple that I want to do. I'm pretty sure the Grey Cat STV is going to fit in here, but I've never done that, so I might just give that a go. And I don't know if a Rock DS will fit in this, and I have one, so maybe I'll check that out as well. And of course, I'm going to get something to drink. So today is a Thursday, and I don't normally stream, or at least I'm not setting Thursday as a stream day, but if I have time, I will. So, it's going to be more random in terms of the time, so you're not going to be able to count on me being, on Thursdays. But Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you can definitely count on me around 3 p.m. Pacific time. I will mine. I will box mission. I will stream whatever I'm doing that week. Let's just take a look at this. Landing gear, like I said, it has changed on this ship, but I think we are at the kind of the higher level. Yeah. I like that front shock. The front shock of the landing gear is pretty cool. And I really like this port. This ship actually has, and I think other ship reviews, maybe they call it, I don't think they call attention enough to this as kind of a feature. And that is, if you have a port like that, and I'm thinking of like the Cuddy Black, or any of the Cuddies, I guess, they have those side ports, and they serve two roles, and the big advantage is you can use that to just jump out of your ship, and then you don't have to worry about closing a door because you can't get back in. The wind is so terrible out here, it knocked me over. So yeah, I'm fighting the wind a little bit here, guys. Sorry about that. But let's get into the mule. So you can see the mule fits in there, just runs into a little bit of a height, but not enough to damage your ship or cause any other issues, so it's totally fine. let's get these boxes delivered. Oh, man. It would be cool if we had some kind of wind or weather indicators, you know? I think that would be cool. Because, you know, like, why, like, how fast is this wind? I have no measurement of that, you know, and so I mean, this is borderline stupid, in my opinion, that I just, honestly, I think that is one of my least favorite parts of the game, is how they have measured wind. I should not be getting knocked over. I mean, I just should not be getting knocked over at all. And the fact that I have to account for that, and I can't tell, like, unless I'm listening, but I'm listening, and there's no wind. I'm getting hit by silent wind. So until I get knocked over, I have no idea there's wind. You know, there's no visual indication that I have wind. It would be nice if I had, like I said, just a little barometer or something, you know, some weather stats down there besides just the temperature. If you're going to knock me over for the wind, I should at least know what's going on there. So this is the end of the mission. And you can see, I mean, it's a great ship for box missions. Like I said, this was my daily driver for a while. And while I was using this ship, I was doing a lot of box missions. It's a bit of a, you know, upper level daily driver, I think. You know, if you're kind of, you know, a lot of people use the 100 eyes or the 200 eyes. Okay. So those are kind of more commonly used for the daily driver. And again, I used one of those as well as you're starting out, because those are multi-purpose as well. And again, I kind of ignored my own trick there, which is you just wait and it'll bounce to your hands and then it'll bounce back to where it belongs. It'd be nice if it wasn't dark out. So maybe I'll take this out to a light side before I load up some ground vehicles. We'll see. There we are. Box mission complete. Not bad. I think I like these red ones better. Yeah, because then if I'm in the fighting mood, you know, I can at least do that. Let me take a quick look here, because I do need to get something to drink. And I'm really hoping we can find something here locally. Wind check. Okay. Is there a building real? Yeah, let's check this one out. Okay, come on. Everyone's looting right now, looking for those holiday masks. I got one. That is not a loot box. That is not a loot box. Okay. I hope somebody left us some loot. Is there a box in there? Okay. Oh, boy. I hope we can find one. I did not bring any food or drink. Okay. Well, it's not there. We'll check another building. Usually the Platinum Bay, people forget to go there. Or just ignore that building usually. Okay, so no wind to contend with. There's another building over here. I'm going to check that one out. Come on, white box. Looking for a white box. Doesn't look like there's going to be anything here. Yeah, we're striking out 100%, which means somebody's just been here. And if they were very thorough, you know, we're going to be out of luck. So, Platinum Bay, I thought I saw that over on the left, but let's get up here on the pad. I mean, look at this from the front view. This is a very intimidating front view of a ship. I think it's awesome. Yeah, so the Platinum Bay's over here, it looks like. Is that Platinum Bay? Well, if there's nothing here to loot, I might just jump to a different mining station anyway, because I prefer to be in the sun. No bueno. Okay. Oh, yeah. Woo! Just caught that. Just caught it. Oh, we're lucky. One drink. Might as well grab some food. Whatever they have. Oh, there are 2 drinks. Awesome. Okay. Pardon me while I... Oof. Catch myself a drink here real quick. I found this helmet, by the way. I didn't buy it. It's a subscriber helmet, I believe. And I looted that puppy, so... Yeah, this has always been a little buggy too. Like sometimes you can drink the whole thing all in one go, but I'm having to do this in stages. And I'm getting some water back too. Maybe I don't know what that's about. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm going to get something to eat as well. Still some water left in there, so I'll keep that. Doesn't look like food is working for me right now. Not a big deal. It is the dark side, and so I think what I'm going to do is we'll just abandon the mule and head to another mining station that's in the sun. It'll give us a little more flying time with the... Speaking of flying time, once again, just... Okay, you know, I have to be able to leave the door, so you got to let me out. Maybe we'll go to a different moon entirely. We get a little more flying time with the 400. This cargo bay door button is a little tricky, but you just got to look for the indicator. But sometimes those are desynced, and I know it's difficult to find them. There is a big button there, but it can get lost in some of these other lights that are on the belly of the ship. But I think overall, in terms of like where the buttons are, this ship does pretty well. And I think Origin ships tend to do pretty well because they do... You know, they have that big open button. So yeah, this is kind of, you get in the ship this way as well. Then you get thrown out because... okay. We're going to go to a different moon. I'm finding... look, is that blood on the floor? Oh. I'm finding the wind... of this moon to be upsetting. It's just it is one of those things that I just do not like in this game, and I don't mean to harp on it. I apologize for being negative, but it's so bad to fall every single time. So I'm going to go... We'll head to Magda. I know Magda doesn't have the best weather either. But we want to do a little traveling. I think I got my landing gear down yet. There's a couple of paints available for this ship. I like the original Origin white for this particular one, but there's a couple of some really nice paints that are available for... So we'll hit Magda, we'll hit the sun side, and then we'll bring out a couple of land vehicles. I got a couple that we can try out. Like I said, I'm interested in the DS to see if that actually fits. I don't think it's going to. I could just bring that out. I know the Rock already does. I've got a couple of Cyclones. I know that the RN is going to fit, but it doesn't have those guns in the back. So I don't think that'll be... I don't know if all the Cyclones are going to fit. And I just remember there's not very many options for us here, but this looks like it should be still in the sun. We'll check it out. No use in loading up vehicles in the dark. Yeah, I just can't imagine the DS fitting in this. That's a very specific use case because, like, of all the, gemstone miners that I know, I only know of one who uses the DS. So it's a small crowd. But, if you're one of them, we're going to find out in just a second whether or not the DS will fit in the 400i. I'm going to find out.
Landing gear deployed.
And again, because the vehicles load kind of to the front, not the back, I'm going to bring it in this way. Yeah, that nose, it does get in your way, and you just, jump into third person if you want. Whatever you need to do to land it. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's difficult at all. You just kind of get used to it like everything else. It does have, like I said, a big front end, and you got a front side of that ship you do have to count for, but you get used to that as well.
Engines inactive.
So in cases like this, when I don't have any boxes to unload or anything, yeah, I do take the elevator more than I do in other ships. But what I'll do is just kind of come, and these doors do auto open. They don't, you just have to get close to them, but the portal, of course, you don't. This is where I use like the airlock. And then I can just go, kind of head to where I want to go. And you see, I didn't injure myself. I just jumped from there. It helps if you're on a moon with low gravity. I don't know about planets. We can see what we're doing. And I think I'm going to take the rock DS out first. And then we'll claim a bunch of the other land vehicles and give a couple of things a try. I mean, obviously, if the the larger of the versions that we do fit, then the smaller ones will too. So, okay, let's see what we have.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
So the Nox, I will show you that. I know what's going to happen.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Hover quad will not fit, I'll tell you that right now. It may fit in the back bay. The mule we just did. The Grey Cat PTV I'd like to check out.
Your insurance claim has been
Wow,
sent.
it's 2 seconds. That's kind of crazy. The rock I know fits. I've used that, but I don't know about the rock DS.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Oh, why do I have 2 Grey Cat PTVs? Why do I have 3 Grey Cat PTVs? Must be a sub. That must be the ship of the week or something. So then the Cyclones, the RN I know fits. The AA has some guns on top of it. So we'll check that one.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
We know that the tank is gonna fit, so I'm not gonna bring that. The Rover, I know it doesn't fit, so I'm not gonna claim that one. Okay, so yeah, I was thrown off there by the number of. So let's do the Nox first.
Vehicle selected. Stand by.
And I can kind of show you the pain point here.
Your
It-
vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
It will fit,
Please visit us again.
but you're going to see why it's, you know, maybe not what you want to do. Also, kind of happy I'm not in a moon right now that we're getting a lot of winds, because that would make what we're about to do even more challenging. There are winds here on Magda. We've seen them.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Yeah, we're already getting kind of kicked around. So now I've been told that the when the landing gear is down, it puts this in a different mode. I don't know if I notice a difference, to be honest with you. It doesn't have like a landing mode, but landing gear is down right now, and it doesn't seem to do anything for me. The way to land is you just kill the engines, and then you come plop into the ground. And then it jumps you off like that, which is great. But let's open up this front bay, because this is where I want to show you the challenge. And it's really, a lot of these hover vehicles, the bikes, they all have the same problem right now in the way that they're set up. They are supercharged.
Engines on.
Now, of course, some vehicles have been modified, so maybe this will be a different experience, maybe. So you're gonna have to bring this thing in. It definitely feels more like I have more control, if I'm being honest, from the last time I've done this. And then you're gonna have a problem here, and the problem is it just fits. So let's bring this back out. So it's going to want to wander. So let me go into first person here. So that's me just kind of locking that in, right? Okay, so I'm not going to move. So now when you need this to be forward, or it won't fit above. So you got to actually get it really tight here. And then you got to kind of kill the engines. But you see it's wandering back. And so you have to really get it. Now that is the best I've ever done. Oh, no. Ooh. And you really have to pay attention, because that back fin may not fit up there. And so I'm probably just where I need to be, but I would actually say you actually need to go a little bit further forward than that. Of course, once you kill your engines, you can't move this anymore. So that is the best I've ever done. I've never had this land so easily. So I think they did do some adjustments to the ground vehicles. They slowed them all down. I bet that is what they did. Now, this is what I was talking about. If it resyncs in time, it's fine. And that is a good spot for that thing. But like I said, it doesn't always work out so well. I usually leave it in there, and don't count on using it. I mean, this is the ship that pairs with that pretty well. So we'll leave that in, and I'm just going to spawn.
Thank you. Please visit again.
Oh, that was weird. Never heard them speak to me as I walked by the pad. That's a little strange.
Welcome. Please to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, so now we're gonna try. Oh, I'm not connected to this. Okay, here we go. Did that work? Yeah. So now, yeah, this is bugged.
Welcome to the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Okay, great. So, PTV, I think the Rock DS is the one I want to try next.
Vehicle selected.
I'm most
Stand by.
curious about this one because this is on the bigger side of anything that we're trying to fit in here.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
You hear that thump? I think this is going to be all kinds of too big. It's going to be too big. It's going to be too wide. And I think it's going to be too tall. Maybe not too tall now that I look at it in person. Let's find out.
Systems activating. Systems on.
This has the coolest, like, Batmobile sound. I really wish I liked this thing more, but it literally made me sick when I tried to use the mining laser on this the first and only time. I might try it again and kind of give it a second chance, you know? But okay, so we're only going to be able to fit this thing in going from the front. We know that already, so I'm going to get myself all set up here. Ooh, does it fit? It doesn't help that I'm hitting these light posts, but it might have the height. It might have the height, but I don't think it's going to have the width. It just looks so wide. Oh no. Yeah, see that? Okay, height. I'm literally hitting the ship there. Now, I don't think that's... Yeah, that doesn't even look like it's going to fit from a width. From the... Yeah, it's just too wide, I think, too. Now, to get a better sense of that, I could try to approach this from the other side. This is asking a lot for this thing to turn, like the mule can. The back of the ship, I believe, is a little more forgiving for height than the front. Maybe not. Maybe not. We're going to find out. But yeah, you can... This will give us a good sense of the width that we're dealing with for that bay. And I don't know about you, but... this is just bad luck that light thing is there. I don't really understand the design of that. Okay, so let's see here. Now this is clearly not going to fit. We're going to run right into the turret, right? And I probably wouldn't be able to... yeah, you see, that's way too wide. That's not going to fit. It's too wide. Yeah, you can definitely tell. So, no on the DS. Glad we checked. But let's be honest. You're not getting that in there, and if you find a way to cram it in there, it's going to be through clipping tricks, and that's just not the way. That's not the way to do it. Okay, so no on the DS.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
And I gotta check these in, or else I'll reach my 3 vehicle limit. And I've already got the Nox out there. So we're not gonna do anything with that. I can't eat right now. I'm not able to eat something, so we got to kind of keep an eye on that as well. But I'll push forward. Shouldn't take very long for us to get these other vehicles now that we have all of them claimed. And maybe I'll just try real quickly to see if I can eat something else. Maybe there's something in here for me to eat. There's a chocolate bar. Oh, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. All right, let's see if we can store the DS, and then we'll bring out.
To the ASOP vehicle retrieval system.
Let's see what's next on our list. PTV. Oh, I missed. Definitely want to store this. I don't want to run into that 3 vehicle maximum issue. Okay, so we did the DS. Did not work. The next one on our list is going to be the Cyclone. Yeah, let's bring that out.
Vehicle selected.
If I'm not mistaken, this anti-aircraft version has
Your
some
vehicle
guns.
has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us again.
Yeah, it's got some guns pointed up. So let's just see if this one fits. Doesn't look like those guns are all that high. I know there's another version of this. I don't think I have it. That has the turret in the back. So, sorry, I don't think I have that Cyclone. I'm just going to do the best that I can with what I have. I know this one is a little taller than the other one, so we'll just try it. I like these Cyclones, I really do. I think this is going to fit. This is my opinion. I think it seems very similar to the RN. And so if it clears the height, it's going to fit. Now, I'll just show you because it is not a roomy fit. Like I'm running into the side there, but you really can get the hang of it, and you can get pretty good at putting this in. Just pay attention to where you are. And the other thing to mention with this is just be aware that the front side, I'm driving towards the back. You want to save room for you to get out, of course, but you also want to save room, if you can, to still access those controls that are on that back stem. It's acting a little funny, and that's okay. That's just kind of a tire getting a little too close to something. But you can see it fits pretty well. It fits pretty well. So that's good to know. And if it fits under the ship, it fits in the ship. That's been my experience. So there. That's a quick win for the Cyclone. So I think, you know, if you have the turret one, I can't remember what the name of that is. There's the RN, there's the AA, there's a bunch of other initials. You know, I'm sorry, I don't have that one. So you'll just have to check that out for yourself. But the other Cyclones work just fine. Okay, so let's check this one back in.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Well, there's only two. Okay, it's always this one, but I have seen it actually go the other way, so a 1% chance that it's going to the wrong location.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
These Cyclones are great. Now, I can't imagine that the Grey Cat PTV isn't going to fit, because the Grey Cat PTV is smaller than the Cyclone, I believe, in all accounts. But I'm going to bring it out anyway because I don't have... It's a new vehicle, and it is... it's wider than the Mule,
Welcome to the
but it's not as
Axton
wide as the
vehicle retrieval
Cyclone.
system.
But since we have it, and I haven't really brought that out in a while, so let's do that. So the RN, yeah, I just have the regular Cyclone, and then I have this AA, which has the guns on the top, and then the RN has no guns on the top. So I brought out the tallest one that I have. Oh yeah, let's do the Grey Cat. I really don't know why it's got to be a subscriber. Why do I have 3 Grey Cats? I do have one. I got one.
Vehicle
And I put a
selected.
paint on mine.
Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location. Please visit us
Okay,
again.
hang on a second. That's the Grey Cat PTV.
Welcome to the
That's not the
Axton vehicle
STV.
retrieval system.
That's my bad. You guys probably caught that. And okay, so there's the PTV. We know that's gonna that should fit. There's an STV. Okay, I only have one. What was I looking at? I just got confused. Okay, that's 12-second claim.
Your insurance claim has been sent.
Was there anything else that we pulled? The rover, we know that's not going to fit. We tried all the Cyclones. We know the tank is definitely not going to fit. STV is the only one. Okay, yeah, so I got confused by the PTV. Okay, yeah, it looks like the STV is the last one to check. And I'm pretty sure this is going to fit.
Vehicle selected. Stand by. Your vehicle has been delivered to the following
There it is.
location.
I was going to say, I've got the paint on mine. It's a black paint. It's not the standard color, but I really like the black paint on this thing, by the way. But let's just cross this off our list. Again, I really would be surprised if it doesn't fit. It's not as tall as the Mule, and the Mule fits, and it's not as wide as the Cyclones, and the Cyclone fits. So by just through that knowledge alone, we could say that it's actually going to fit.
Systems activating.
But this gives us a chance to do a little driving. Yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of room here. I'm kind of off to the side, but plenty of room in here. It's gonna fit just fine for you. And actually, this is a really good option for this for the 400. I think it's the Cyclone. It is a little tight. I mean, it fits, and you'll get used to it. Like, if it fits and you can drive it in, and that's just practice, and you can get better at, kind of bringing in ground vehicles. Like, I've learned a couple of tips if you're new to doing this. One is just keep your camera low. You start doing this, and it's going to clip as you start to get in, and you're going to start freaking out. But keep your camera low, and it'll try to bounce in if it can. But I've got my mouse as low as it'll go, and then just pick an angle like the back, and stick with that, and then go to the side. I like this. I really like this. I do really like this STV. I wish, so desperately wish, that this just had a room for one more box. I would be using this thing so much more for box missions, and but I can't complain. It is what it said it was. But if I could just put a box in the passenger seat, it wouldn't let me do that. So yeah, so it fits just fine. Fits great, I would say. So we know, looking at the clearance too, and what's nice about this, look at that. It loads up just fine from the front. So that's another, that makes this even a little bit more friendly than the Mule to load into this. So that's worth knowing. Yeah, you can drive right, you can do pass right through this, which is very handy. Plenty of room here before you get to the front landing gear, which I greatly appreciate. Look at that. That's another nice design feature of this front that people are so angry about. is when you oftentimes you will try to put a land vehicle in to a ship, and the thing that's going to stop you is going to be its front landing gear, or more than likely its front landing gear is going to be the thing that's going to get in the way, unless it's a massive ship and there's no landing gear anywhere near the pad. But I'm really happy with our little run here today in the Origin 400i. I think we're going to call this, and I'm just going to pop out of the vehicle here, and
Systems off.
we'll bring kind of get over here and get the ship in the background here. There we go. Couldn't have planned that any better, I don't think. Okay, well, I want to thank you for checking out this stream as we, checked out the Origin 400i. It is a unique and somewhat polarizing designed ship. I myself think it is a beautiful, well-designed ship, and in my opinion, I specifically like the things that other people don't like about it, which is that front end, and I like that top as well. I think it just all kind of comes together, and that's my opinion. But it is a well laid out ship. It is could be crewed by a crew of 3, and it is just enough room for 3 people to kind of crew a ship. It has a eating area, a food prep area, a mission planning area for exploration, and it has a decent sized bay, and it also has that nice little front bay for just a little extra storage. or just to kind of keep something away from having to drive around it. So that means this vehicle, for its size, can carry, the Cyclone and a Nox, or the Nox can come along and not get in the way in that bay and force you to kind of move things around to get the vehicle out that you want. So it has its kind of that special feature up its sleeve, and I think it comes in handy when you're doing box missions. You can very easily put 3 boxes on there. It's also very handy if you're doing bunkers, because you can get right into the bunker. Really appreciate this ship, and I'm very appreciative of you as well. So my name is Yentra, and just want to tell you that we do run a Discord server called the Know Nothings, and you can check the link in the description. And if you want to say hello, please check that link out and join our Discord server. Really would appreciate that. I'd like to, if you're interested in joining me on stream or just kind of saying hello, that's the way to do that. And also, I try to stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then I also do days like today, Thursday, where I just kind of, if I feel like streaming, I have some time, extra few hours, I'll start up a random stream. But you can count on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I unfortunately missed last Wednesday. We had an issue pop up, but apart from life getting in the way, I'm going to be doing that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So appreciate you coming, checking out this video. Please give us a like. Please give us a subscription. I say we because we're really kind of a part of a community here that's supporting this stream. And, it's not just me doing this. I'm heavily supported to be able to take the time to do that. To spend some time and share my experiences with you with Star Citizen. So, all right, well, I'm going to call it a stream. Thank you. Now, you guys may have noticed that I'm trying to get my character to dance here. He just does a little glitch. And sometimes, no. He just doesn't want to dance. And that's kind of upsetting because when the music's going, he's just I'm just kind of sitting here staring at you, but there's the wind kicking in. I'm leaning into the wind. Okay, everybody. Worst outro ever, right? Okay, well, great seeing you, and look for my stream tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific time. If I don't see you before then, and I just want to thank you for watching. Thank all of my supporters who have supported me in real life and also support me in game and on the Discord server by providing some money for us to start building up a community and using it for ship giveaways. We are giving away a ship. We're giving away the very ship I was just in, or the vehicle I was just very moments ago. The Grey Cat STV is going to be given away at the end of this month, along with the 1 million Alpha UECs. And we're going to give away the Zeus suit, which comes in 3 different colors, the gray, orange, and white. And, get your hands on one of those prizes by checking out the Discord. And it's super simple to become qualified to enter, to win. So check that out. See you all later. We'll see you in the next one.